So some people recently have been like, they've been complaining that the slop has been getting quite thick recently, and most people who watch this channel do enjoy the videos, right? Like, my like to dislike ratio is like 98% or something, which is cool. So like, it's a very small percentage of people who have been complaining and just don't like me because of it. But I also, like, I kind of agree to an extent with them. Like, yeah, like the titles and the thumbnails and everything recently have been kind of ass. And it's not because I enjoy making them like that, it's kind of because I have to make them like that. Which, to a lot of people, doesn't make any sense. You know, why do you need to make them like that? You know, why couldn't you just make them anything? And that's because that's not how YouTube works, right? Like, I can't just make them anything and have the videos do well. That's not how it works, right? You know, as much as everyone says, oh, YouTube rewards good videos, no it doesn't, right? No it doesn't. I could make the best video in this platform's history, but if it didn't have like a somewhat clickbait title and thumbnail, it'd get like no views. Okay, I feel the need to elaborate on this a little bit. So if we take these two different videos, right? This one is when I had my friend and Lasagna do a video for me while I was playing in the background, and this one is one of the videos recently with one of the thumbnails that I don't like. If you look at the difference in views, despite the fact that the videos themselves are very, very similar, this one got about 6 times more views just because of the title and thumbnail. It's ridiculous how much of an emphasis YouTube puts on just get clicks, it's crazy, it's insane. Of course there are exceptions to this rule all the time, right? That just, you know, that just happens. But for the 99.9% of all cases of videos, you know, if you make the best video of all time, but your title and thumbnail aren't that good, you get no views. So, you know, I need to make the title and thumbnail kind of like, whoa, like, look at this, click on me, give me your views. Because, you know, otherwise nothing does well. And also, right, like, people say, oh, make the videos better, people will watch them more, people click on them more. I like making videos like this, right? You know, contrary to popular belief, I do enjoy this game, I enjoy playing this game. I like making videos just rambling about this game, you know, just talking. You know, it's the kind of videos not only that I like to make, but it's the kind of videos I personally like to watch. Right? I'm talking like old like Minecraft YouTube, like popular MMOs, or like 2017, 2018 Technoblade Skywars videos, or even more recently, fucking like this one's kind of like a bit more fucking Ken, like Clash Royale videos. I don't even play that game anymore. But I still just like, I like watching a dude play a game and just like be real and just talk over it without like any editing and just, you know, be themselves. I've always enjoyed that kind of content, so that's why I make that kind of content. That, and also I've just never really enjoyed the process of editing. And like, I'm gonna keep making content this way. If you don't like that, I don't care. I'm not making the content because you like it or not. I'm making the content because I like it. And if you have a problem with that, I don't care. You can fucking cry about it. Right? But, that being said, the titles and thumbnails are completely different. I don't make them because I like making them. I make them because I kind of have to make them like that. Which, you know, you might be wondering like, well, why? Why can you make the videos however you want, but not the titles and thumbnails however you want? And that's because of like how big my channel is, weirdly enough. Like, my channel is in kind of like an awkward middle stage where I'm not big enough to where I can just upload anything, right? Like, I can't just fucking upload like, you know, like ProZD thumbnails, you know, just or YouTube auto-generated his face, whatever, right? I can't do that because I'm not big enough. But I'm also big enough to where I'm not a small channel anymore. Like, there is kind of like some level of expectation of like views and the video reaching people and all that, but also like there's an expectation on myself to like, you know, grow the channel to a point to where I'm able to just do whatever I want, you know what I mean? And then the question of where is that point? You know, where is the point that you stop making shitty thumbnails and just start making stretch res Minos Prime? Because I would probably just make all my titles and thumbnails like Minos Prime gaming, and then like a very wide. I mean, that's, if I could, I would do that, but I can't, right? For obvious reasons, that wouldn't do well. And I'm kind of at a point where I rely at least a little bit on these videos to like, you know, buy food. Which like the me paying rent with these videos, right? That's a bit, right? Okay, like it's a bit with some truth to it. Like I would be lying if I said it's not a massive help having these videos to help me like not have to rely on my family, because you know that would be a massive burden on my family. Uni's expensive, man, and like I can't. I'm gonna be like kind of transparent here. I can't rely on my family for help through uni, because I've got 2 brothers who are gonna be going to uni in the next couple of years, and like my family can't support 3 of us at one time. Like I'm very lucky. Like I don't know if I've mentioned, but I do a little bit of work for my granddad on the side, which supports me. I'm very lucky that my grandparents are able to support me like that. But it's not enough. Like I would need some more, and this YouTube, you know, has become the more for me. It's allowed me to be self-sustainable. And you know, you might be thinking, well, okay, get a fucking job, nerd. And I'm like, yes. On one hand, that's fair, right? Most people have to get a job. But I don't think I have time for that, if that makes any sense. I have time this year to, right? So from now until September, I would have time. But then there comes the problem of the UK job market. Oh boy, not getting into that, but it's kind of a shit show. And also, the only reason I have time this year is because I'm currently on a foundation year for my uni course, which is like, it's pretty easy. But I'm studying an astrophysics degree, which is pretty hard. And I genuinely don't even know if I'm going to have time to do this. Like, at least to the point I'm doing it now, right? It would be significantly less frequent, let alone like a full or even a part-time job. You know what I mean? Like I genuinely do not know if I have time. So I do kind of rely on the videos doing to like a certain level of right? To help me. Which means I need to make the titles, you know, clickable. Which this comes back round to, at what point can I stop making them like, you know, clickbait as fuck? I don't know. Right? Like I don't know. And I don't want to keep making them like clickbait bullshit. I don't like doing that. I don't enjoy doing that. I think it's kind of gross. But I'm kind of like, I'm left with an awkward choice of like, do I stop making the incredibly like clickbait titles and thumbnails? Or do I just let my channel fucking die? You know, that's the choice YouTube has given me. And you know, again, like you'd be forgiven for thinking I'm just doing it strictly for like, oh, more views, more money, guru. I love big number, but like, no, I'm doing it because I don't really have a choice, because that's how YouTube works, right? Like it's not really a thing that affects you if you're a smaller channel, right? Like, you know, my really old thumbnails used to be just ultra kill screenshots with like murder drones plushies over the top of them. And I was like, yeah, that's fun. I'll do that. But I can't do that anymore. That wouldn't do well. That would do terrible. Like I'd probably start hemorrhaging subscribers, which is like, you know, that's a bad thing. Right? So like I'm in like a weird, awkward like middle ground between I'm like too big to where I can't just make them fucking whatever, but I'm not big enough to where I have enough like hardcore dedicated fans to where I can just make them whatever. You know what I mean, if that makes any sense, right? Okay, I feel like I explained this kind of poorly. What I mean is, when you're a small channel, you know, the views don't really matter. You're just kind of happy to get any level of views. So you can do whatever you want. But when you're a really big channel, sure, maybe you care about optimizing for as many views as possible. But you have a core audience that is big enough to where they will watch whatever you put out. And I'm kind of stuck in the middle of both of those to where I can't do either, if that makes any sense. Like, not enough people would watch. Whereas I like to use like a Desbug as an example for this, right? Like, if you know who Desbug is, I'll probably put some thumbnails on screen. His thumbnails are really silly, right? I love him. I love him, and he's of course, he's a fully grown adult, so he's still, you know, like, these videos do not make him enough money. He's been very open with the fact that he's not pulling in the views, he's not making enough money to support himself with just YouTube. But if I was in his position, I would be, right? If that makes any sense. And I would be able to just make the stupid stretch res thumbnails that I want to. But I'm not at that point. And that's where I want to get with the ass thumbnails, if that makes any sense, right? Because I get this, like, it's a very, like, foreign world for most people, like, if you haven't, like, done YouTube, right? Like, I saw a comment in a Discord server once where people saying, you know, oh, if you want to get more views, just make better videos. And, like, to an extent, yes. But if you think like that, you don't really know how YouTube works. You know? Like, yes, making higher quality videos would get me more views. Look at Gromp's channel, right, for an example. He makes less videos than me. His videos are much higher quality than mine, right? I have mad respect for that guy, for the amount of effort he puts into his videos. It's a lot. And it's done very, very well for him, you know? He's got twice as many subscribers as I have. But I'm not interested in making that kind of content, right? And also, you would be stupid to think that the reason he's so big is because of good videos alone. Like, no, he has put a lot of effort into figuring out what titles, what thumbnails do well. What thumbnails will generate the most clicks, what thumbnails will generate the most attention. That's more important than making good videos. Like, sure, you can make a good video, but you need a title and a thumbnail that will get people to click on your video, or it's gonna die. That is just the hard fact of it. There is no way around that. That's how it is. You can't change that. I can't change that. I wish I could, but I can't. Okay, I just had to punch that guy in the face. So, like, I want to keep making my style of videos because I enjoy making them, right? Like, nothing's going to change about the content because I like making this kind of content. I enjoy playing this game. I enjoy talking about the game. I've already mentioned, you know, this is the kind of content I like watching. But I need to come up with, like, some kind of thumbnail to generate the attention. So, you know, that's why I make the thumbnails the way I make them, which is... it's kind of ass. I don't like it. But, you know, that's like... it's like, the update is coming soon, right? I would be stupid to not milk the ever-loving shit out of that update. I would be stupid to not create, like, the most clickbait thumbnail, like, the most hyped up thumbnails and titles, you know? I did this with the last update as well, because I would be, like, a complete idiot to not do that. Right? Like, that is, like, one of... how do I explain this? My channel has never done as well as when Full Arsenal Update dropped. And when Full Arsenal Update dropped, I think I had about 7,000 subscribers. You know, I have 36,000 now. My channel has never done that well. Ever. Because of how much, like, hype surrounds an update, because of how big that is. And also because, you know, I capitalized. I made thumbnails and titles that would, like, generate attention, you know, fucking Akita in title, good enemy. Nice, thank you. Cool, thanks, Akita. Anyway, so like, I'm gonna do that for the update cycle because I would be an idiot not to. And you know what? It's gonna piss people off. And there's nothing I can really do about that, right? You might say, just don't make the titles and thumbnails. But again, I would be a complete idiot not to. If I want to reach a point where my channel's large enough to where I can just make whatever the fuck title and thumbnail I want, I would be stupid to not clickbait the shit out of the update to fast track my way to getting to that point. You know? But then again, of course, like, oh nice, I'm an idiot. I can't play the game. But you know, do I want to do it with all of my videos? No, but I kind of don't have a choice. So yeah, that's kind of what's gone on with that. That's why it's all like gone downhill, because it's really hard to make a good thumbnail for some of these videos, right? Like, sometimes I'll make a video and I'll just have like a thumbnail in mind. I'll just have one. And I'll be like, yeah, that's good. I like that. I like this thumbnail. And then sometimes I'll make a video and I just will not know what the fuck I should make the thumbnail. Like, it at all. Like, it's very hard to come up with good thumbnails and good titles. Like, I'm trying to think of one that recently. Like, when I got Lasagna to play Violence, right? Like, the title was kind of dumb. Right, it was kind of an accident how stupid that was, but I'm reusing it because it's funny. But like the thumbnail, well, what the fuck do I make the thumbnail of her playing through Violence? That's a very, like, you know, you don't know what she looks like. She doesn't have an avatar. So I'm just like, okay, I guess I'll just put stretch res Hakita. Partially because it's funny, partially because I know it'll probably do reasonably well. Or what other ones can I think of? Ultra Chaos, right? I think Ultra Chaos is very funny. I think it makes for a good video. But how do I make a thumbnail for it? How do I make a title for it? I don't know. So I just reused an old title and thumbnail format. Because I had no idea what to make for it. Which is why, like, you know, I found a title and thumbnail format with, like, the, you know, are X levels good? Are they bad? Are these the best? You know, I found that title and thumbnail format worked really well, and I don't fully understand why it worked so well, but it did. So I was like, okay, I'll keep doing this. It's working, and you know, I kept doing it, and I kept doing it, and it worked. And I was like, cool, but I don't want to keep making titles and thumbnails like this. But it's what's working, it's what's doing well, and I don't really know what else to do, so I'll just do that. You know what I mean? So it's a very weird, like, balance of what I want to do, what I can come up with, and what YouTube wants me to do, right? It's a very tricky game to play, right? It's like, do I choose between playing YouTube's game or doing my own thing and killing my channel? You know, so that's the fundamental question. Like, do I play YouTube's game or do I kill my channel? And you know, I'm gonna play YouTube's game. So yeah, there you go. There's 15 or so minutes explaining why I'm doing what I do, despite not really wanting to. Yeah, I'm still gonna milk the update again. I'd be stupid not to. So yeah, cry about that. I don't know.